I watched the trailer for Doug Days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of, you know, it's the next Disney Pixar show based on the movie Up and those characters. I wondered if Ed Asner, you know, who voiced Carl for the movie, I wonder if he voiced him for the show. And I started wondering if he was still, you know, around. Because, like, you ever hear about, like, you know, someone in the entertainment industry that's, like, you know, a little bit on, like, the older side and whatnot, and you wonder how they're doing. I'm like, oh, wow, they're still alive. That's really cool. And then, like, I scrolled on my IMDb feed and I read that legendary film and TV actor Ed Asner has indeed passed away at the age of 91. So at least it was a long life, definitely a very prolific career. And here's the thing, Darius, you and I, you know, being born in circa 1997, there are a few roles of his that we know well. But here's the thing, those roles that I think that we know really well, like, that doesn't even scratch the surface. Like, his career went back to, like, you know, the 70s. He was most famous for his role as, like, the cranky newsman, Lou Grant, in both the iconic sitcom The Mary Tyler Moore Show and its dramatic spinoff, Lou Grant. He won 7 Emmys. I think at this moment, he's the only actor to win Emmys for playing the same role in both comedy and drama categories. He also won Emmys for Rich Man, Poor Man, the miniseries Roots. So he had a long, prolific career. So again, what exactly went through your mind when you found out about this?
Yeah, like, when I found out, I was like, because one of the title really was that the Ed Asner, the main, because I actually didn't know this. I didn't know he voiced the main character from Up. So that kind of hit with me, and I was like, wow, holy cow, he passed away. Because, again, I love that I love Up. I thought that was a fantastic, if not perfect, movie. And it hit me in all the ways that I didn't expect. And so when I heard that he passed, I was like, wow, that really sucks. But you know what? He was 91, you know. He lived a very long career, a very long life. Hopefully he was happy when he passed and everything. Family around him, that sort of thing. It's definitely an unfortunate circumstance, but at the same time, I'm happy at the same time that he's lasted this long. You know, just like Stanley. Yeah. Stanley lasted that long. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he was 95.
Exactly. So I think it's unfortunate, but at the same time, he made an impact in films. He's made an impact in his career that influence other people to do acting or whatever it may be. So it's unfortunate, and I love Up, so that kind of also had a strong connection with me. So I was just like, you know what, he can rest in peace, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you know, it's funny that you mentioned Up because according to CBS, so many people loved his voice performance in Up that they wanted the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences to create a category for voice acting performances. I think that's something that they should have done a while ago. I think that's something they should have done when it came to Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin or Jeremy Irons as Scar in The Lion King. Like, they should have done that a while ago. But again, just in terms of, like, other roles that he had that, again, you and I probably recognize. Did you ever watch the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s?
Yes. Oh, man.
He was the voice of J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, wow. Like I said, I watched it as a kid. I didn't know much about casting then, but holy cow, wow, that's cool.
Yep. He was him. He was Santa Claus and Elf. Please tell me you've seen Elf. You had to have seen Elf.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. You had me concerned there for a second. I'll never forget. I was on a school trip like a few years ago, and I had my pajama shirt that like referenced Elf. And my teacher noticed it, and I'm like, "Oh, you've seen Elf?" He's just like, "Yeah, of course I have. I'm an American." But you know who else he also was too? You know Johnny Lawrence's stepfather in Cobra Kai?
No, that was him too?
That's him too. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, he definitely made an impact then.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what? I mean, like I said, he had a lasting impact for sure. And you know, thank you, Ed Asner. That's all I can say. You know, my heart goes out to his loved ones. And, you know, again, like, obviously, we ran through a Rolodex of roles that Ed Asner had. For any guys that are still listening, are there any roles or any Ed Asner roles or moments that we forgot to mention? Again, you know, just don't be shy about them in the comment section. And now, you know, kind of just like moving forward to like the trailer for the upcoming series that I believe was one of Ed Asner's final roles. The trailer for the next, I guess, Disney Pixar miniseries, Doug Days, was released like this past week. It premieres on September 1st, and it follows Doug, better known as the dog from Up, as he discovers the peaks and pitfalls of suburban life. And again, the voice cast, of course, includes original cast members from the film, including, obviously, Ed Asner as Carl and Bob Peterson as Doug. And one thing that I do like is just, so far, again, just from like a speculative point of view, is that Bob Peterson, who, like I said, voiced Doug, he directed and wrote this series. And he also worked on the screenplay for Up, along with Tom McCarthy and Pete Docter. So given the involvement that he had in the original film, I definitely trust that he won't make the series feel like something that's unnecessary,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like this, because at first I remember when they first announced it, I was like, okay, this is kind of odd. Seeing the trailer, I was like, this is cute. This seems like, just a little fun series to watch, that sort of thing. And so I'm not excited or anything like that, but I am interested to see it and to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think it goes on Disney Plus. Like one of the things I do like is that like every episode of the show is going to be put on Disney Plus at the same time, which is like a nice change of pace from like every other Disney Plus show that you got to wait a week or so to see the next one. So every episode for Doug Days is going to be premiering on Disney Plus like this Wednesday on September 1st. So I'm going to assume that each episode is going to be like a half hour longer or something like that, if that. So I'll just, if I'm doing nothing on Wednesday, I can just sit down and just knock them all out.
But yeah, this show seems pretty fun. It seems like the Pixar shorts that we discussed earlier in this year and last year, earlier this year. It seems something like that. Again, not exactly, but just something fun. Something fun that's just there to watch for the family or even really for the family. So again, more Up, cool. I'll watch it, see how I feel, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, again, for are you guys actually gonna be watching Doug Days? Like, I think it was one of those things where if you have not much to do on Wednesday, I think I would just just sit down and just have a good time with it. Just chillax for a little bit. Can't believe I said the word chillax. Oh God, I'm gonna jump out a window now. And again, like I said, if you're actually watching Doug, yeah, please. But again, if you're actually gonna watch the show, of course, let us know in that comment section.